Hey guys, welcome back to Ultimate S&S. So today I'm going to be getting my fishing rods ready. I'm going to start doing a little saltwater fishing and just trying to really add to my preps and stuff, guys. And what I'm really hoping to catch, obviously trout would be nice, redfish would be better, but I'm going after stingray and what they refer to as a skate fish as well. So for those who don't know what that is, a skate is in the stingray family, and you trim the wings off, and you can eat the cheeks off the face, which is on the bottom of the fish. It is a feeder fish. So and you take, there's a piece of cartilage in there. As you prepare that, you want to skin them out, and then you cook the meat up, and then you can remove that layer of cartilage that's in there. And if you've ever had like scallop fingers and things like that, 9 times out of 10 what you're eating is stingray meat or skate, depending on what part of the country you're from. They are all in the same family. So what we're going to do here is just make sure we have a new line on here, guys. So I'm going to be setting up 2 poles. Now you want to make sure that your line is on the inside of your catch, depending on what type of rod you're using. I prefer the open face. Fewer issues with those. I have used bait casters and I have a few of those myself. I prefer to use that particular type of a rod when fishing from a boat. I will be doing dock fishing, so this is my go-to right here, guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip your catch. You're going to come up through your eyes on your pole. And you'll notice that these are a lot longer than your freshwater poles. Same principle though. And I'm going to set this one up for artificial lures. And the other pole that we get set up, that's going to be for using a live bait or a cut bait, you know, depending on whatever I decide I want to use on that particular deal. So whenever you're setting up for lures, you have to understand a lot of the saltwater fish that are going to hit, they do have teeth. Their jaws are a lot more rigid. So you're going to not want to use just regular fishing line. You're going to want to step that up to an actual steel leader. So this steel leader here, you can buy these at Walmart, most of your bait shops and stuff. It's going to have an eyelet at the top. It's going to have a swivel down toward the bottom. It is a steel braided leader that's got a type of a PVC coating on it, so it's not going to rust. And it just kind of helps, you know, they say it helps hide it from the fish. I don't know. If you're not familiar with how to tie a fishing line, I will do some videos over the next few days to show you different methods and stuff. I use one of the easiest fisherman knots, which is you just wrap it around your finger, and then you're going to go around your main line 7 times. When you come around that 7th time, you're going to tuck back in at the eye down here by your finger. Then you're going to come back up and you're going to pull that together like so. Now when you pull on this, you want to make sure that that knot sits vertical in a very nice, neat pattern. Otherwise you end up with a mess that will not hold. So for those wondering what kind of line I'm using here, this is a 25-pound test. If I was going out deep sea fishing, I would be using a totally different style rod. This has done pretty well for everything that I've caught out here. And that's all there is to it, guys. So then what I do is I keep a pair of clippers on me. I don't like chewing on line and stuff, so I'll just take and trim off that excess. Let's get you a close up what we have here, guys. So as you can see, that is a properly made knot. It sits vertical. It double backs into itself, so it's not going to cut the line whenever you get a fish on there. And always just kind of pull that tight. Make sure that's nice and tight. I want to get that a little closer so you can see that. And that is set up. So what I will be using for this is mostly, I've bought some shrimp bait. I don't recall who makes it or anything like that. Something I found online. And they actually have a luminescent effect to them that they will glow a little bit in the water whenever you're fishing, especially at night and stuff. So I'm hoping that's really going to up the game on that. That seems to be what I have the best luck with. Now, if I'm fishing with sand fleas and things like that, I will use a setup like this. For those who don't know what a sand flea is, it is a type of a crustacean. It kind of looks like a really big white flea. And they're great for if you're going blue fish and red fish. They work really great on that. So you just set your rod together, and I use bread ties a lot of times to tie my rods so they don't end up getting a mess. You can use whatever you have. I don't have my bread tie on me. I left them in the RV earlier when I was digging these out. So then our next pole here, again, it's an open face. Make sure that your line is on the inside of your catch. You're going to feed that up through the eyes. For those wondering what kind of rods these are just your Walmart special Shakespeare for big water, is what it says, which can be rivers. And if you're fishing out here in the Gulf off of a pier or the shoreline, this works pretty good. If you're going to be out on the surf, I would highly recommend that you buy a surf rod. They are a lot longer. You're going to get a further cast out of them, and you're going to be able to bring in bigger fish. The area where I'm going to be fishing at, there's not a lot of like large things. Every now and then we get shark there, but it's kind of rare. So then what I'm going to set this one up here is I want to have something where I can use cut bait. And the easiest way to do that is with one of these setups. Wow, this is a tangled up mess, guys. Okay, so on my next rod I'm going to be setting up, this is going to be for cut bait. You can use live bait if you're using different types of fish bait, things like that. This has basically a popper cork for those who don't understand what this is. This is so, one, it keeps your bait suspended in the water. Has a steel leader. This is all one long steel leader here. Has a swivel at the end so you can put your hook. It is weighted. But if you're using, say, shrimp bait and you're not using live shrimp, or maybe you are using live shrimp, while you're pulling this through the water, it makes a rattle sound that will mimic the plates on a shrimp or a lobster or a crab and things like that. It's going to draw them in so you can pop it. Okay? Or it will just keep a piece of bait suspended in the water, which works too. But that's what that's for. So we're going to get this hooked on here, guys. Got some old line on that one. So I will use the same type of knot. Like I say, there are so many knots. As long as it holds on there, it doesn't matter what knot you're using or what it's called, guys. Everyone has their own preferred knot. You're going to find out that if you ask an angler or any kind of fisherman what type of knot they should tie, you're going to get 100 different answers. So what I do, again, I will start that around my finger. Then you're going to come and wrap that line 7 times. Then what I'm doing is I'm coming in through the loop by my finger here. Just tuck that in. Pull it around a little bit, and then you're going to go back through the existing hole. Then as you pull that tight, you want to position the line because you want that knot, like I said in the other part. You want to keep that knot nice and tidy and straight. Because if you don't, you're not going to have a secure hold and you will lose fish. Those that are worried about me putting a line in my mouth, I'm just gently holding the string. I'm not actually chewing on that monofilament, guys. So then we're going to take our clippers, and again, we're going to trim just a little bit off. I always leave a small tail there. I don't leave a lot. But again, so you have a very nice straight knot, and that is not going to release. You're not going to have an issue with that popping loose. And like I say, there are so many different type knots you can use when it comes to fishing. That is one that I learned young. Growing up, I've used slip knots and all sorts of styles. I prefer that one. It is quick, it is easy, and it has never lost a fish. So we're going to post a few pictures up of some of the freshwater fish that I've caught over the past few years when I was out traveling full-time in the RV. I've caught a lot of nice bass, a lot of trout, things like that. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. And here at Ultimate S&S, I'm going to be expanding our content. So I want this to be a outdoors type channel where you're going to learn what you need to learn about chickens. We're going to learn what you need to know about quail, food prepping. We're going to be doing some more survival things and stuff like that. You know, how to prep your bug out bags and different types of camping gear you can use, and how to take care of your honeybees. And I really wanted to add some aspects for the entertainment purposes as well, guys, which is going to be for fishing. So everybody loves to watch fishing, at least I do. I love to watch people catching fish, but also add the educational point on here. So how to fish, what to do, how to tie your knots, what type of gear to have. So what I have in here is a lot of different types of saltwater gear. So you have what they call your DOAs, which are your shrimp. And the other shrimp that I have are pretty similar to this, but they have a bioluminescent material in them. We have a lot of different types of bait hooks. We have your different types of bait mate, which is for saltwater, freshwater, stuff like that. I've not had much luck with any of that stuff. That's leaking a little bit. I'm going to have to clean that up. And then just our hooks, our leaders, pyramid weights, and stuff like that. So definitely stay tuned, guys. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell. It's going to keep you up to date with what we're doing out here, and it's going to let you know when the new videos come. Everyone have a wonderful day.